What's up, y'all? It's your boy Red Bitter Scribe, and don't forget to subscribe to @JesusChrist1013. You know I love the Lord. That's who I roll with, and that's what this is about: getting the gospel out, the good news, and saving souls. So, with that being said, let's get into this word. In Genesis, we see that Satan comes in chapter 3 and he deceives Adam's wife. So there's a mystery in the midst of that I've studied. And let me break it down to you. So God tells Adam, he says, do not eat from this tree of knowledge of good and evil. So he says, for when you eat from it, you will die. And God never told Adam's wife this information, but it was Adam's responsibility not only to tell his wife the same information that God gave him, but to guide her, to lead her, to protect her, because she's the weaker vessel. Satan never went after Adam. Why? Because he never goes after the head, in the sense of when you know something, you're possibly not going to do it if it's here, right? Faith come by hearing and hearing from the word of God. Faith is absorbed through head knowledge. We end up knowing we've been dealt a measure of faith. So who does he go after? Adam's wife. Why is the question. Let me tell you why. Because Adam's the head, therefore his wife is the heart. She's the woman. And the head, right, is knowledge, what you know. And the heart is feelings, emotions. So when he goes after the heart of the matter, he realizes that has a weak point. Because you ever thought about it? If somebody comes and cusses you out, you're like, man, I ain't about to, do nothing, because I know I could go to jail if I attack them, if I cuss them back out and it causes more controversy. But if your heart isn't aligned with your head, what will happen? You'll follow your feelings. And like I say all the time, whatever fuels you, and that gives you your go. If I put gasoline in a car, that's how it goes. That's how it drives. That's how I whip it, because I put gas in it. Then I can be able to take off. So when I'm out of whack, and when I say that, I mean I'm out of alignment, meaning I have faith, but it's not moved from my head to my heart, I still operate off the old man. And the old man operates what? Off feelings. When you go to 2 Corinthians 5:7, it says walk by faith, not by sight. Another way to look at sight is dealing with the 5 senses. So if I'm moving according to the flesh, which deals with sight, I'll fall. But if I move according to the spirit, which deals with faith, I'll rise. And so the enemy went after the heart of the matter, because the heart really matters. Because if, again, faith doesn't shift from head to heart, you will automatically fall into the temptation that is placed in front of you. We have to see this, because in my head is what I know not to do, but in my heart is what I'm going to do. And if I know better, that's one thing. Remember, my people destroyed for lack of knowledge. But then if you go to 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 1, it's going to tell you that everybody has knowledge, but knowledge does what? It puffs up. Because knowledge without it being harnessed means nothing. The harnessing of knowledge comes through faith moving to the heart, and this keeps it together. And so now your feelings don't run the faith runs the feelings. And when the faith runs the feelings, now you won't fall into the temptation that is in front of you. This is so very significant to know, because we have to learn how to know. This is so very significant to know, because we must understand how not to gravitate towards the tunnel of temptation, because inside of a tunnel is pure darkness. And that's what temptation ends up leading you into, a tunnel of darkness. And in darkness, you can't see where you're going, and you fall. And in darkness is where you get destroyed, because you cannot defend yourself in a tunnel that's dark. You need a light. What is your light? Your faith. This is ultimately in Genesis how Adam fell, because he followed his heart, his wife. Sounds crazy. It's not saying women are bad, but he followed his wife. Men, You are the leaders. You are the heads. With great power comes great responsibility. And what do I always say? The word responsibility means the ability to respond correctly. So when his wife went to hand him that fruit, instead of grabbing it and eating it, the ability to respond correctly, he would have took that fruit and said, "No, sweetheart, we're not to eat from this tree. This was a commandment given by the Father." And he would have chucked that baby and they would have been all right. Because notice, the reaction is more powerful than the action. I'm gonna show you how. His wife ate from the tree. She took a bite of the fruit. Nothing happened. Death didn't fall upon them. Nothing. But soon as Adam ate from it, she was the action, he was the reaction. You see what I'm saying? And it's the reaction that means something. Think about your relationships. It says a soft answer turns away wrath. Why is that? Because there's an action before a reaction. The reaction is the soft answer. Remember, the action is whatever happened before you had to either give them a soft answer or a harsh word. And that's the reaction. And you have to be like, okay, look, I love you. You're right. So be humble. That's what turns away. But my point is, when you go back to Genesis, he is the reaction. Us men, we have a responsibility. We don't understand that, again, with great power comes great responsibility. And what is the great power? The power is our reaction, and within the reaction is our choice. And we have to react correctly, which is responding correctly and not reacting corruptly. He didn't have to eat that fruit. Men, it's time to surrender to Christ so you can lead correctly, so you're not reacting. Trust me, when I say this, I have failed multiple times from reacting. I have messed up my relationship. I have messed up friendships. I have messed up life because of me not responding correctly. And I want to tell y'all, don't feel left out if you still have trouble and struggles in this area. But know this, you have a God who can change your entire trajectory of the way you think and the way your heart condition is. You know what I mean? The posture of your heart. So let's take a lesson from this and understand God has made you a leader. And this is for women too. I want y'all to understand that, man, we all work together, one flesh, right? And if we surrender and submit to God, he can change the way we respond to things and react and all that. So I love y'all. It's your boy Red Beard the Scribe, and I just want y'all to stay focused, keep up the God work, and remember, man, the action is powerful, but the reaction is way more powerful than the action. Y'all have a blessed night, and your boy Red Beard the Scribe is out.